out more about what Solafide is. Solafide OHADA Accounting System. And so the team took it upon themselves to come and discuss with you this evening about Solafide to help you understand what Solafide is all about. And with me here is one of our team members, Engineer Marinos, who will be asking the questions. If you have your questions, you should ask, and we are here to provide answers as much as we can. So, Engineer Marinos, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. So this evening we'll go by the first question is what exactly is Solafide, sir?
Yes, many persons have asked us what is Solafide. Now, Solafide, we give the name Solafide OHADA Accounting Software, which basically says that this is an accounting software designed to solve the problem of businesses within the OHADA zone or Africa in general. Now, in order for us to answer this question and give context to it, I will tell you a bit about how Solafide originated. Somewhere around 2022, I visited a friend who just left the hospital because during the period January, February, and March, he had a lot of work. And after discussing with him, he said he went to the hospital, and what the hospital told him to do was that he should go home and rest. And I said, but what happened? He said he has been doing a lot of accounting. In the course of listening to him and asking questions, I discovered that he is a consultant and consulting with many organizations. And what happens is that at the end of the year, all these companies, they bring their financial statements, their transactions, and he has to reprogram them in Excel. So it takes a lot of time and energy. And because of that, he got sick. Now, my question was, why is it that the software he's using cannot help him? He said most of the softwares are foreign, like QuickBooks, like SARS, like Odoo. Yes, and so they can't give him ready OHADA reports. And so what they do is that they bring the transaction and he spends a lot of time transferring them and reformatting them using Excel. And so that is the problem that we discovered, that many businesses are expected, according to OHADA standards, to prepare their reports and submit, especially for taxation and many others, or for any business venture using the OHADA report format. And so most businesses, when they try to adapt the foreign softwares, it doesn't really give them the results. Even they're recording the chart of account, they don't align. And so they're forced to just create and customize if possible. But the most difficult part is getting ready financial statement, like income statement, balance sheet, trial balance, that OHADA aligned. And so that remains a big problem. So from there, the team engaged or set out to solve this problem. And since that 2022 till to date, we have invested a lot to come to have the first OHADA-compliant accounting software. And it has grown beyond accounting only. It is now a full enterprise resource planning. Within it, you are able to manage your employees, to see you are able to manage your staffs, customers, suppliers, and all the different facets of business. You can manage your assets, you can design your budget, and all aspects that a business will normally go into. So in sum, giving a short answer, Solafide is a system or a platform that has been operate with efficiency. There's a lot of automation such that you must not be able to know an accountant. It's like an accountant. You have an accountant who is working for you 24/7. Even if you are not an accountant, you just come and export your OHADA compliant reports for whatever purpose you want to do. And also, if we are within the Cameroon context, you can generate your end of year tax declaration documents. I think they're around 80 something pages. So you just go to the tax portal and you upload them. So that is what Solafide brings to the table for businesses around us.
Thank you. So my next question goes by, what makes Solafide different from these existing solutions, particularly for business operating in OHADA zone?
Yes, that is a good question. I think part of the answer is in what I've already explained, which is that first, Solafide is OHADA native. It's not a customized something you are trying to customize.
Okay.
So as you're setting up your business from creating from your chart of account, there are default OHADA. So you have all the different OHADA charts of account from class 1 to class 9. Principally, most businesses will use class 1 to class 7. So you have everything. So if you're recording your transactions, for instance, your revenue or sales or whatever is automatically by the system, whether you just created an invoice, is catered for as class 7. If you incur any expense, whether it's purchases or you pay for administrative expenses, it cater for in class 6. Everything respect to bank, money, treasury, as you may call it, is in class 5. Then we have third party in class 4. Class 2 has to do with inventory and all aspect of inventory. Class 2 is about assets, and class 1 is capital and others. So you see that by default, you are working already in a compliant system, regardless of your business type, regardless of your business size, regardless of how many employees you have. If you have only one employer, one staff, or you have thousands of them, you are able to operate as a full organization, having all your different charts of account automatically catered for. Now, the system also make it flexible so that you can import your own company chart of account that align with OHADA. So the first major difference is OHADA native. The second one is that it's not only an accounting system, it's a whole enterprise resource planning, which means that you are able to manage beyond accounting. You have to, your inventory is fully taken. I already mentioned inventory. Your customer relationship is also taken. We have a different sector-based model. For instance, if you're running a higher institution, there is a model that caters for your activities. As with respect to a higher institution, you can create your students in the system. You can register them based on their faculty. You can track their payments and everything. So there is much more to the system than just accounting. But one of the things that is also different is that it gives you ready-made reports. There are a lot of reports that are following the OHADA standard, like the balance sheet and income statement that we've already mentioned. And you can also import your data into the system easily. So it is a kind of a system that gives you full control. And even if you're a small business, you have visibility, you have control, you have accountability, and you have what? Real-time decision making, because there are a lot of reports, regardless of whatever you are doing within the system, as you have it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, my next question is, how does Solafide simplify OHADA accounting for businesses and accountants who currently spend a lot of time doing these same activities manually, maybe using Excel?
Yes, one of the things we discovered is that most businesses are working, and what they use, they basically rely a lot on the use of maybe Excel. And so they use Excel, apart from foreign softwares that we've already mentioned, they use Excel, or they do the notebook, they record in notebooks. Now, how do we simplify? Now, there are different ways that Solafide simplifies the process. The first one is that, one, by getting an OHADA-compliant system, it already reduces the work for an accountant. But then you don't need to be an accountant. A non-accountant will not understand the concept of credit, debit, and so on. So how can such a person also benefit from the system? Now, the way the system has been designed is that from your invoices, from your bills, from your purchases, everything is automatically handled, so that you don't need to know. We call it the non-accounting method of entering data, or the single entry approach, where you just need to create your invoice and the right charts of account. If you create an invoice, it's paid by bank, it will automatically debit your bank, or go to the right bank, to the bank. If you pay by cash, it is handled. If the customer is a debtor, it is handled. So you don't need to know the ABCs of accounting. And so that is how the work is simplified. Now, another thing that we bring in is that it is not only an online platform where you go and you must work maybe using a laptop or a computer. It is also available on your mobile, which means you have your business with you 24/7. You can check whatever is happening within your business on the go. So whether you are moving and you travel out, you're out of the country, or you're in a foreign land, said, with Solafide, what happens is that as you are doing your transactions, now we cannot. One of the things we want to say is that there is what we want to emphasize. Even if you are using Solafide system and you're not an accountant, one thing we will say is that there is always a need for the human input who comes in to review what you have done to ensure that whatever you are doing aligns. This is because some businesses may not want, but if you are not interested in the OHADA compliance report, you just want the general reports, you can have them without necessary boarding about if your business is not about, it's not about say OHADA, no. If your business has nothing to really do, you don't really have bother about OHADA, but you want to generate your invoices, you want to create your estimates, you want to do your purchase order, you want to pay your bills, you want to be able to receive payments and everything, or you have it within the system. You just want to track attendance for your staffs or to manage their leaves or generate their payroll. You can still have it within the system. It's not like we are saying that by the only thing you do is an accounting. So there is much more than accounting that you can do within the system. And at the end of the year, you can generate your ready accounting reports. You can generate your DSF, as it's commonly called in Cameroon.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, Solafide is described as more than just an accounting software. So how does it connect with sales, POS, like of sales, the inventory management, the payroll, and other aspects of it, all the add-ons that were mentioned?
Yes, the way the Solafide system operates is that we set what uniquely differentiates us is the OHADA or the accounting model that is there. Within the ecosystem and maybe Cameroon in general, within Cameroon, we already have a lot of existing systems. But the difference between Solafide and other systems is that one, your reports are already populated from your daily transactions. And so it has what we call add-ons, the marketplace add-on, where depending on what you want to use from the system, you can go and add it. For instance, I want to have my own, to have the point of sale module. I'm running a supermarket or I'm running a pharmacy, I'm running my small store, and I want to ensure that my records are clean. I want to be able to know what different staffs are selling, to be able to manage shifts. You can just add on the point of sale module. If you want to be able to manage payroll within the system, to register your employees, generate your payroll, and at the end of the period, you can do that. If you want to be able to maybe track your expenses without necessarily understanding the debit credit concept again, you can do that. If you want to just register your budget so that you work based on budget, you can do that. If you want to use, for instance, you have multiple branches, maybe there's a branch in Boya, there's another one in Douala, there's another one in Equatorial Guinea, and you want to have a harmonized system, then you can create branches. So if you want to have multiple users, those that are in different parts of the world doing different things with the system, you have the potentials to do that. So it is an ecosystem for businesses, and our objective is to make business management easy and simple. We want accountants to spend more time analyzing rather than inputting data or transferring this thing or doing creative this and that. No, we want that with the premium sales, you can just come to validate whatever has been done. And there are a lot of workflow and controls. For instance, if you go to a big organization where there is separation of who creates an invoice or who creates a bill and who approves it, there is that workflow. The system gives you room because we have that user management where each individual can be limited to what he or she will do in the system, he or she will see in the system. So that is what Solafide brings to the table in the business world.
Thank you, thank you. My next question, what does Solafide offer for specific sectors such as pharmacy, restaurants, retail, distribution, manufacturing, NGO?
Yes, like we said, given that we are OHADA native, we automatically by default handle most aspects that every business will touch. But then, if that was the only thing we are bringing to the table, we will say that most businesses will still struggle because they have systems that are unique to. For instance, an NGO understand about grants, a university understand about customers, students, faculties, departments, and the rest. And so until you bring to their reality these terminologies where they're seeing students, not customers, where they're seeing faculties, departments, and they can get reports, departmental financial reports, maybe program student report, they might not be convinced that the system can help them. So what we have done is that we have made it so easy, such that when you bring your business into the Solafide platform, you choose those things that are relevant to you, those that you want to have at the time, and maybe there are some things that you maybe need them in the future. You have the liberty to use them later on. But principally, each sector, for instance, for those in the construction, you'll be able to see a construction model where projects are tracked. You are able to see site reports. You are able to see maybe there are budget and budget allocation, their usage, material movement. Maybe you have multiple sites. You can move material from one site to another. You have it. But that will not be the same situation if you go to a higher institution where they might not necessarily have material that are moving from one place to another. They may not have. So we have sector-specific relevant model. If you go to something like a restaurant where people can come and sit and order even using their phones, they have the menu, they scan, you scan it, and you are able to, you have it. Or you go to a supermarket where they're able to want to use barcode, they also want to be able to have some promotional everything is available based on your sector. So you will not be struggling with sector specific model within your own architect or your own company when you don't necessarily need it.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, my next question. How does Solafide help a CEO or a business owner understand what is happening in the business without having to wait for an accountant to prepare some report at the end of the month, end of the quarter?
Yes. There are many ways we try to optimize the work of managers and CEOs. We have reports that are automatically generated based on the daily transaction. Like I said earlier, if you log into the system, you will see the total amount of money generated for the day. You can see expenses. You can come and see revenue due but not collected, or maybe aging. You have aging reports where maybe if somebody was to pay you and the person you were to receive money for a particular client will not refuse you, you see that there is a pending transaction that was supposed to be due on this. There are also notifications. For instance, maybe somebody said, I will pay you on Friday, the 22nd of this, and Friday comes and you forget. The system notified that this person is supposed to pay you today and you can have it. So all of that makes the CEO, the manager, have ready available information without necessarily waiting for the entire reports or getting everything. And meanwhile, we also have what we call the CEO summary. The CEO summary is a report, which is a non-technical report that the system generates. For instance, the system, when you go to the CEO summary, it basically tells you today the company made a total sales of 10 million, and the highest sales came from this. There are 5 on due payments, which are for this, and so on. That is a summary such that it's not about too much figures. It's the natural language that you are able to see and understand. Even if you're an accountant, you're a finance officer or not, you'll be able to have a quick overview of what happened within the organization. The good thing is that same report can be extended. You can say, okay, it was for a day, but bring him for a week. Now they will do the analysis for a week and compare it. And sometimes they even tell you that this week is performing far better than the previous week by 20%, by 10%, and so on. So you see that it is beyond just a system. It is an intelligent machine that gives you, or intelligent platform that gives you ready-made data and information. If I'm talking from a point of data analysis for optimized decision making, we are trying as much as possible to help management reduce guesses and work based on real-time data.
Thank you, thank you. That's good. So my next question: how are mobile access and AI changing the way someone can interact with and manage their business through Solafide?
Yes, that's a very interesting question. Now, the first thing I want to say is that Solafide is accessible on mobile, which means that you can use your phone to sign in and see everything that's happening. Now, that gives you, especially management, quick access to information without necessarily going to look for a laptop. That also makes that you may be in a market and you spend some money and you record it instantly without waiting to come back in the office. You register that money, it will be in a draft state if you so want, and when you come back, you can now validate. And so you have your business with you 247, so long as you have access to data and internet. Now, in a world of AI, no system becomes intelligent without taking on the dimensions of AI. Now you have the potential, the ability based on to interact with your business and ask questions about your business. The system gives you that functionality. And one key feature which really stands out when it comes to the ability to use AI is that you can use Solafide again as an accountant, even when you are not an accountant, by just saying that I went to Papergate. The Papergate is not paying for this advert, and bought paper worth 20,000, paid 5,000 francs cash, paid 3,000 mobile, and the other is left to be paid. Now that transaction, we have described it in a natural language. What happens is that Solafide will automatically find the necessary account that are in that transaction. For instance, you have a client which is Papergate, we have your sales account, we have the bank, we have the Momo, and we have the cash. All of these transactions will be journalized according to OHADA or to accounting practices without you having to manually do that. And so that makes it so easy for even non-accountants to be able to still operate and run their businesses as an accountant.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So my next question is, if a business is currently comfortable with Excel or another system, why should it change, and what is the easiest way to start using Solafide?
Okay, interesting questions, and I think so many real-time experiences is that I would not want to say Excel is bad. I won't want to say that, but I want to say that most businesses, when they normally start using Excel, and since they are doing their recording, they think that they're totally in control. But as days go by, you need to be dealing with different Excel sheets. You find it difficult to reconcile your transactions. We have maybe your expenses in one sheet, another one in another. There is no communication. So data is scattered. What of working with data over years and different periods? So as the institution grows, Excel will not be able to give. Now, why? Because Excel is a versatile tool. And as a versatile tool, it was not designed only for you to manage business. It's designed for data analysts. It's designed for accountants to partially do their transactions. And so a custom application, which is designed for managing business, takes into account a lot of functionalities that Excel will not have. And so scalability might be a major challenge when it comes to use of Excel. Visibility and having interconnection between all your data is another challenge. And most importantly, having OHADA compliance report from your daily transactions may be a big issue. You only have to come at the end of the period, try to manually produce these reports. And so if somebody, I remember there is one organization we're working with, and what happens is that the accountant said, I really need a system, and thank God that you are bringing us this system. I find it difficult to produce my reports at the end of the period. It's always very stressful. I find it very difficult to be able to every week come and manually produce quarter reports. I've not even produced my quarter reports because to collect all the data and build it to give you reports that means standard is pretty challenging. And we say that with Solafide, it's a click.
It's a click. Now, what happens is that a transaction has not been approved, might not feature in your report, but approved transactions, validated transactions, you see the reports and you can get your reports for a day, for a week, for days, for a month, and whatever periods.
Thank you. Thank you very much, CEO.
So thank you guys. Thank you for following. And if you find this content, I would like you to subscribe because we'll be bringing you more about OHADA. We'll be bringing you more about business management. We're bringing you more about Solafide. And we think that we are building a community. If you want to be part of the community, you can join us. And we also have open opportunities, especially for those who may want to be part of this community, work with us in terms of students, in terms of schools, and many others. So this is an opportunity for you to join a growing community for us to empower businesses and students. So thank you, like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, click the notification button so that anytime we are live, you'll get updates. So see you until then. Bye-bye.